The PvP meta being the complaints today, something a bit different. Bottom right-hand corner, we are going to start off our Zerg versus Terran semi-final in the bottom right with the red Zerg player SHIN. Top left-hand side, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid is Clem, your StarCraft 2 world champion. Alright, let's see what these guys are going to get up to then. I mean, honestly, SHIN Clem's been interesting lately. SHIN has beaten Clem a couple of times. I'm kind of conflicted, right? Because I kind of wanted to not be a MaxPax Clem finals. But also, in tomorrow's round of 8 of the WardiTV October, we're going to have SHIN versus MaxPax best of 5 anyway. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe we should just, you know, maybe I cheer on the Clem versus MaxPax final and we get to watch some Clem MaxPax today. And then, because with the alternative, we're going to end up seeing tomorrow anyways, basically, right, is what I'm saying, so. Yeah. Like I said, I guess the TLDR of that is, whoever wins here, we're going to be kind of happy about it, because we're either going to get to see Clem MaxPax, which is great, or maybe we get to see a preview of tomorrow's awesome ZVP between SHIN and MaxPax. It should be a lot of fun as well. Again, tomorrow, Gumiho versus Oliveira, SHIN versus MaxPax, Clem versus Rogue, and Showtime versus Spirit, all going to be coming up. Make sure you check out all of that. Hatchery coming up onto the third base. That's going to be seen a Reaper going to fly drone, taking some shots. Couple shots going through. Queen going to be there, push the Reaper back. Ling's going to jump onto the rocks. Ling speed coming up, a few drones on the way. The factory about to complete, the orbital command building from Clem. And Ling speed continues to build into play for the moment. Again, a couple more Hellions on the way out as we get set up. So pulling back there for the moment or two. I'm just going to be stepping away. Looking pretty so far. Is Serral completely busy with military duty nowadays? Serral has finished the military, if I'm not mistaken. There's in typical Serral fashion. He's just not really playing any online events, which is, like I say, pretty typical of Serral, so not really too surprising there. As our Lings and our Ling speed come up, Queen gonna drop a little grenade, or get hit by a little grenade there. The Reaper and the Hellions pull back the other direction. Back on the way. A few Queens are producing. The Lings and a couple of drones on the way out as well. Reaper and Hellions gonna be there to push the Queen back a little bit. Factory will jump off the reactor, move to the side. Barracks will go to the reactor. Again, the Reaper and the two Hellions join together. The Queens are going to be there. Two more Hellions are going to come joining up as well. Thing's going to run into this mineral line. SCV is going to get jumped on straight away, so a bunch of SCVs taking damage. Now the Hellion's going to start coming back home to deal with this. So already SHIN showing us exactly the kind of Zerg he is, which is a very aggressive Zerg. Counterattacking and finding extreme success. A Marino 2 going down plus 8 SCVs. And the Hellions had to come all the way home, and they've not even done anything because everything was dead by the time they got there, but they felt like they had to come home anyway. Ouch. Painful start for Clem. SHIN gets off to a great beginning at the start of this best of 3, and moving into the lair and the Roach Roaring. I wonder if off damage like that, a strong, yeah, I wonder if after damage like that, a strong Roach kind of Ravager timing would just be like extremely effective, because Clem's going to be a little bit off from where he wants to be. Helling continues over. Lair coming through. The Overlords are producing drones on the way up as well. Seeing that Evolution Chamber also building there as a couple of extractors continue about. Our creep tumors continue up. So I see those Hellions there straight away. Just going to see a Ling getting turned around. Still got ourselves the Ling's Roach speed coming up as well. +1 Carapace continue to come through. Ling goes down. I mean, this is the push where you get a little bit concerned maybe for Shin, because Hellbats are available, the Marines have Stim. We just got the first Roaches. Not quite really hearing good numbers yet, so a few drones start to go down. The Lings are stuck behind the Queen. Shin not really in position to fight this at all. He's scared to put the Lings in because the Hellbats are in the front. He wants the Roaches to show up, but it's just taking so long for them to get here. 5 drones go down. Now the first Roach pops on that right side, goes down as well. And those drones are in the corner. Now you've actually pushed the units away, and so Shin going to be in a ton of trouble as this attack of Clem is going to be, well, just melting through this baseline. Now he is on a counter-attack, and 8 SCVs went down. That doesn't quite make up the 18 drones lost. It's something at least, though, as now a few Marines defensively with those SCVs will come about. Roaches are starting to get into better numbers now to play this defense, but again, just took a long time for those Roaches to be popping. And that was the issue for Shin here, as he's ended up on 24 lost workers during this. Yo, damn ops, thank you by the way for the 4-month resub on the Prime, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate the resub. Thank you for using the Prime on the channel. Marines are going to continue about. We do have still 1-1 upgrades building on the side of Clem, so we get those upgrades on the way. The few Marines, Medivacs, and Siege Tank coming through. And 7 additional drones coming about from Shin. The Queen on the way up. The creep team is continuing to produce. Marines and Reaper continue to gather. Medivac's going to be there. Scan's going to come down. Creep is going to drop. The Overlord gets picked away at. Marines continue to get jumped on as well. You'll be seeing this Queen going to get grabbed as well. Nice little shutdown. That's a Roach and a few more Lings running over. Now the Medivacs load up and they're going to drop back on toward that third base actually. You can see the Ling Roach Ravager moving through as well. +1 missiles and the +2 Carapace continuing to move on through. 11 additional Roaches will be building on the side of Shin. So continue to bring those Roaches up. Marines will continue to fight. Another Queen here over in the corner, taking a few more shots. Is going to get jumped on as well as we dive into the main base. The Queen will go down. The Roach is getting jumped on as well. It's just going to be chasing straight after that. The Medivacs coming across to that right-hand side. And Clem, obviously just in this moment now where your opponent's playing Roaches, so it's kind of a slow-moving army, so you can just drop them to death. Because you've created some momentum for yourself, and there's not really much to cause Clem to lose momentum here. There's a couple of those drones going to get jumped on. The +1 missiles and the +2 Carapace continue to come up. And stemming down, loading back into the Medivacs once again. Medivac's going to continue over still. Another couple of drones continue to get picked away at still. More damage being done. Marine tank Medivac coming through the center. Just going to be seeing the 2-2 on the way up. +1 vehicle weapons coming in as well. Marines are going to be sitting over on that right-hand side. Loading up again into those Medivacs. Ling Roach Ravager is on the other side of the map. I mean, this could be where it goes wrong for Clem. Some kind of a weird base trade. Could be a way for Shin to get back into this if you can somewhat negate the army on that side and then push through. But he has to go with everything at the front in the same place. Like fighting these few Marines with a little clunk of Roaches, that ain't it. I think you got to get forward here and get forward quickly. No high ground vision though, so high ground siege tanks defensively are going to be extremely good. That's going to make it very tough for Shin as these Marines working their way through the Overlords. With a couple of drones coming down, corrosive valves are going to launch themselves towards all of these different siege tanks. So a lot of tanks going down, Marines are dropping. Tanks still firing, Roaches and Queens taking big shots. Another tank going down again. Roach Ravager still just getting absolutely demolished. I mean, the problem is, Shin have to probably do this on the other side of the map while also somewhat defending at home, or at least slowing Clem down. Obviously, Clem could probably just come back and deal with this Roach Ravager force. GG is called, and I think rightly so. Going straight into Alcyone. In the top right-hand side, our blue Zerg player. This is going to be Shin. In the top right corner, he is going to be down a game against the red Terran from Team Liquid. In the bottom left, we have Clem. Alrighty, so game number 2, Clem up 1, and we are just a map away from another of those cheeky little Clem max packs. Grand final best of 5s. Last 2 weeks has been 3-1 for Clem. Well, today just be more of the same. So far, it seems like it might be. You guys excited for Clem Max Packs finals? Is that okay, even if it's been the 3rd week in a row or something? It's crazy. But we just keep on getting these two. I know they're both good. The fact that they're both going to keep on beating out all the Korean players to kind of make the finals week after week is kind of crazy, though. It's a little bit ridiculous. We're going to be popping a couple of queens and a few lings on the way out as we settle into this for now. Is Shin still all in nowadays? Shin can play a pretty mean macro game as well, to be honest. I would still tend to say he's more of an aggressive Zerg, but I think it would be unfair to say that he's just all in all the time. I think he does have a good variety of ways in which he can play and a good variety of ways in which he does, set up. Ling's moving across the map, so Shin gonna try and sneak those around for something, as the Reaper's gonna be here dealt with by 2 Lings and a Queen. See if those Lings can get anything done over the next few moments. Oh, we try to get the creep tumor. It doesn't happen though. The Reaper will go down. It will get killed. SCV goes down, so these Lings are seeing some success. Gonna go for the reactor. Of course, an SCV-2 off the line. Gonna get actually a 3rd SCV here. Not bad at all for a group of Lings. 4 SCVs! Oh my goodness, this is way more than I thought. We're gonna end up seeing. All comes from that Reaper going down. So the Reaper goes down. Is not there to help the defense at all, and these Lings are able to get 4 SCVs. Pretty major damage again. Shin the first to strike. They're able to get a little bit done. Let's hope his follow-up here can be a little bit smoother this time around. Hellion moves about, just going to see a couple more Hellions on the way. Again, Ling speed coming through with the Overlords in production as well. And we're seeing the Starboard chilling, Tech Lab coming in by the barracks. I'm just going to see the drones coming about, Queens coming through, the Lings. Ling speed coming about as well. Cloaking on the way, Hellion on the way. Yeah, Hellion's going to run by and toward the naturals. So just going to try and get through there as the Lings going to turn onto those Hellions. The drones going to be going about as well. Banshee, more Hellions still on the way up here. That cloaking continuing through as well. Just going to be seeing that barracks continue to come about currently. Well, Hellion's moving back over. Again, Banshee cloaking, Stimpak coming through. And see our Queen's just going to come back around. Hellion's going to be setting up as well. And again, Cloak coming up. The Stimmer's on the way. Marine the Banshee coming over. Banshee gonna fire. It's gonna be hitting that hatch a little bit. Banshee's gonna shoot. Hatch gonna take damage. Second Banshee showing up. This hatchery getting kind of low as the Queen's coming around, and going to be seeing the hatch continue to take some shots. It's obviously going to be very low when it's done. At least we can transfuse it back up if needed, though. One, the Overlords continue to come through. We are going to go into those missile upgrades. This is going to run across, just going to jump onto the mineral line. SCV's coming through. We're just going to be seeing the Marines going to be quick to stim, though, so that's going to be pretty good defense from Clem. Quick response. It's going to be seeing the rest of this Marine tank. Medevac coming back over. Roach is coming over the side. Again, our infestation bit about to be done, so we are going to tech into that hive here as Shin. He's going to hit the Bane Nest as well, so ready for a transition from the Roaches into the next stage of this game, which is going to be with Banelings, and with the potential to hit hive also should be very good for him. He's going to come across. Hatchery going down. Medevac's load up, just going to see the, again, Roach Speed, the 1-1 upgrades all coming through. Bane Nest, Hive continuing to come about also here currently. Approach Ravage is going to knock down a set of rocks. Again, Siege Tank coming through, Combat Shield coming about. Again, the Armory and the rest of this coming through as well. See those Marines continue to stim over, just going to get rid of some more of those creep tumors as well, so continue to do well there. The Marines going to start fighting back a little bit too. Lings, Roach, Queen coming about. G2 upgrades still coming through. The Combat Shield is about to finish. Adrenal glands obviously coming up. I mean, Shin's get into the late game. If that's what he wants, then he's going to be able to get that. Let's see how Roach Ravager is going to get there. The Medevac going to get pushed away to that right-hand side. Vipers continue to come up. Ultra Cavern is over halfway done. 15 additional Banelings coming through is just going to be seen out Roach Ravager. He's able to push back this Medevac. Now, Clem's going to come up the left-hand side as well. Shin on his way to the Ultra Cavern. Kind of the game where you probably expect Clem will probably need to go into Ghost and so on just to deal with the later stages of this game. I think Roach Ravage is going to keep on moving through. He's going to fight here a little, few bits and pieces coming about as well. We'll have ourselves the Wing Roach Ravager Bane continue to come across too, so just continue to get going. Bane's coming across. Marine's going to load back into the Medivacs. Overseer overhead. Again, +2, +3. Continue to come around as well. So, upgrades continuing through from Shin. +2 melee, +3 calibre still building, like I say, so that's going to be Shin on decent upgrades. 2-2's already in from Clem. He isn't that fact getting those ghosts up, as Shin has been pretty good at deflecting these drop attempts. Spine's coming up, a few more Lings and Overseers coming through. Melee and Carapace coming up as well, 3-3. It's coming by, and a couple of Medivacs coming through, CCs, and a few more missile turrets on the way out as well here. This army ready to go, attack into this. There's the bio. Is it going to come through? Bane coming about, Roach Ravager coming through, Blinding Clouds coming in. Pulls back once again. 3-3 coming about. Missile turret on the way through. I'm just going to be having a scan coming about as we do drop a couple of creep teamers down. Changeling's just going to get picked away as our rocks in the center will go down. 3-3 coming about. +3 melee, +3 carapace coming in. The Ultra's still coming around as well. Just going to be seeing the Vipers. Going to do some consuming. Going to get there. A couple of SCVs just going to be going down. Marines and the Ghost going to get chased or chase away over on that right hand side, so the Roaches get pushed back over there. A few Marines continue to fire through. The Bane's going to crash in. A couple Marines going down. Shin looking for options to attack. Obviously, he's got this aggressive army, so he wants to try and make use of it. Clem has to step back here. Let the tank do some work. He's got a tank on the high ground as well. That goes down pretty quickly. Clem is still running, but man, so many more siege tanks. Banes start to crash in. A couple Ghosts going down. Clem's supply is the one that plummets as Shin honestly takes a pretty reasonable fight here. As he retreated, it's always a scary moment for the Zerg. He's going to get away with multiple Ultras alive as well, so yeah, that's actually going to be really nice, I would say. Being able to get away with multiple Ultras is really quite incredible. Now these Vipers are going to go consuming up these Spine Crawlers as well. So going to get some energy back onto the Vipers as well. Get that on the way up. Again, 3-3 upgrades. +2 vehicle weapons also in production right now. I bring all of that through. Keep that going. You can see the Ultra's going to dive forward. A couple of EMPs going down. The Viper's getting hit and losing their energy. Blind Cloud's trying to come down as well. Maybe not as pretty of a start to this fight from Shin. He gets the Planetary Fortress. Obviously, Shin can afford to rebuild 57 Banelings. I mean, his economy is not endless. He's only on 76 drones, which is below the Terran player. I mean, you cannot just rebuild again and again and again on that. Ghost and the tanks continue to come through. So we're seeing Thora coming up. Plus one attack coming in. And it's going to roll forward. Missile turret goes down. Planetary Fortress going to be in some trouble. It's going to dive straight onto both of those. Snipes coming through. The tank's going to get grabbed. A few more snipes continuing in as well, and that is going to be a chase back. Lings and the rest coming through again. The Marauders and the Ghosts continue to come up as well, plus 3 vehicle weapons on production. Getting that on the way. The Neo Steel plating coming through as well. TvZ going to lift off, just going to move that forward, is going to go jump on towards the gold base. Missile turrets and sense towers coming through. Another 23 SCVs falling. That's another good fight from Shin. This time, I mean, he rebuilds 116 links. Obviously, he's losing units, but the instant rebuild is obviously terrifying. Clem's trying to sit on the 5 bases, but he's just not really able to get beyond those 5 bases or anything. Have you seen the +3 vehicle weapons finishing from Clem? I mean, Clem will just continue to sit there. He's playing a game right now where he just has to sit back and hope that resources lost can be his friend, but so far the resources lost is even. And it's not like Clem is really mining that much more than Shin, which, to be fair, Shin kind of needs it to look like that, because Shin is not exactly, like I said, at one point he didn't have a ton of drones, which is true. He doesn't have a ton of drones, but he has enough drones for the fact that he's trading the way he is with Clem. If he was trading like 5, 10k resources lost worse for wear, then you would probably need 90 drones to keep on doing this, but that's just not being the case. The Bane's going to roll up, Planetary will go down, Ravagers will get there, a few more Lings are going to get picked away at. Couple shots coming through, tanks will fire, Ling Bane, Ultra, back up that right-hand side. He's going to wrap, Marauder going down, a couple of Liberator shots coming through as well. Another Infestor going to go step forward. That's going to be a fungal catch. The Ghost right there, going to grab that. And Bane Ravager trying to step up. Ghost continuing through. Another fungal comes down. Bio going to get caught. Again, Siege Tanks and Liberators continue to come around. We get more and more tanks, more and more libs. It becomes more and more difficult for Shin to obviously break through and to really kind of find value in some of these moments, right? So definitely becomes a little bit of an issue perhaps as we scan up once again. A couple of missile turrets will get placed. We're just going to go swipe. We have ourselves the tanks and the Marauders, the +1 vehicle plating coming up also. Another couple of snipes and the Ultralisk will go down now. Still continue to step forward for the moment. Five Broodlords, obviously the Broodlord switch, something you can typically do at this stage of the game because you've made yourself rich throughout this, and so you can switch into those Broods before your opponent has a great response to them. Beggar's going to get sniped there as it gets left alone though, so Clem finding some good snipes, some good moments to get some snipes off, and Shin. I mean, this is the moment he chose to go Broodlords. Like, this is the moment he needs to start finding something, and I'm a little bit worried that all of the attack, or all the defense here from Clem is able to just just kind of blob up together on this gold base, and so there's not really a lot of angles for Shin to go at. I wonder if it would have been worth him still running something towards the 9 o'clock base. Just during this could have been perhaps interesting. There's a couple of snipes. Broodlord still getting taken down. Clem, not exactly rich. He is on pretty much no gas bank, a few minerals, sure. But that's about that, as we just have the ghosts continue to step forward. EMPs available, snipes available, and of course we want to keep those infestors out of energy as best as possible as well. And then the fungal growth comes down. The ghosts going to be coming about. Bioshots going through as well. We're going to see a bigger fungal actually does land this time. Of course, the fungals will cancel a lot of the snipes and their availability there. Bird's going to step up. A mule goes down. It's going to be seeing the Liberator's going to sit there as well. We do have a lot more Lings continue to come by. Ghosts, Marines, and Aurora and the Thor continue to come about. Siege tank gets grabbed. A couple of libs are going to relocate. Bio and Ghosts going to step up as well, as you just have Spore Crawl and that hatchery both going down. So it's going to get those grabbed. Again, 21 Banes in production as Shin is ready to go, jumping in a much more major way. The Infestors are running through with tanks firing at them. That's scary. I mean, the Infestors aren't really near anything they want to fungal right now. So many ghosts available. There's the fungal growth you're looking for. Catch some of those ghosts in the front and just stop them from sniping the Broodlords. Trying to keep these Broodlords active. We run away from the snipes there. We don't actually lose one. They were spread damage. Now another fungal lands, and the Banes are going to take the chance to roll up. Of course, you still got to respect the siege tanks. Shin has 3k, 2k. It's not the largest bank in the world, but it ain't the smallest either. Another fungal landing. The Banes trying to capitalize on these fungals. Tanks and ghosts getting turned around again. Bio Ghost Thor's going to be there. A couple changes getting knocked down. Hero Parasite coming through. The Banes and the +3 flyer attack coming in. The Ling Bane going to take a jump forward. Infestors are going to pop up out of the ground. They're going to get turned around immediately. The Ghost still standing there. A couple of Corrosive Vials landing as well. This Infestor goes down. Ling's going to get turned away. More Ghosts going to go snipe. Again, Neural Parasite building, +3 flyer attack coming up. 18 Lings in production. Tank and Ghost continue to produce. Neural is always fun to utilize as well. We'll see if we can get a good Neural off at all. We'll step up. We will see the couple of spines and spores getting tagged. Snipes coming in towards those broods once again. The broods are going to get going one more time. Snipe, snipe, snipe. Bunch of broods taking a bunch of damage. 24 minutes here on our side. I mean, Clem is going to be running out of places to mine from, given a little bit more time. I mean, Shin has just got creep spread and bases on pretty much every base on the map, apart from this gold, which is obviously only got a little bit of mine left on it. Things will get there. Marauder's taking damage. A few shots coming through. Broodlord still set in the center. Vikings going to fire up. The Broodlord's getting chased away again. Just have ourselves the army continue to come back over. The Ghosts and the tanks continue to produce. The fungal there, but okay, we're going to catch the force for a second, but the medevacs will play the evacuation game. Nothing to capitalize on the medevac. Shin losing a lot of supplies. He decides to just go for it. Siege tanks start to go down. We finally catch a fungal growth or two on the Ghost as the Infestors caught up. That's massive. Shin rebuilds. 32 Lings and 8 Ultras. The Ghost count hurting now. Well, hurting. It's still at 10. I guess more Ultras now that there's less snipes available should be huge. Going to be seeing the +3 missiles still coming up. 7 additional Queens. Shin is low on gas, so he's going to spend his minerals as best he can. Obviously, Queens build up their energy, transfuse the Ultras, can essentially turn minerals into gas in a way by keeping the Ultras alive longer. Not a terrible approach of it. Just gonna get mining. Orbital sitting still. Ling, Bane, and Festa continue to come up. We got our Marauder, Marine, and Ghost continue to come through also. You see how Ling's and our Ultras continue to run up. The Bane's gonna be there as well. A couple of tanks getting knocked down as we go. Clem's rebuild is obviously non-existent in comparison to Shin's because Clem had been run out of money. Shin had run him to the ground, and eventually Shin is going to win this game, doing everything he had to win this in the right way, which... In the top left, our blue Zerg is going to be Shin. In the bottom left, our red Terran is going to be Clem. Of the series. As we get this ready to go. Overlord is coming about, spawning pool coming up, Rax and the SCV. It's going to be coming in for the moment. Hatchery will drop onto the naturals, just going to get that on the way. Barracks is going to be finishing up, the SCV coming around. Let me just take a couple moments, sit back, chill out, relax. Enjoy the scenery of Amphion before chaos ensues. Last couple games, Shin's been the first to strike early with aggressive Lings coming around and getting into some positions and making the most of those scenarios. Interested to see if something along those lines comes about and happens again as the SCV of Clem gets back towards the top side of the map. So just going to get up towards the natural expansion here for a few moments. In position. Overlord chilling out overhead. Commands into building. Reaper hops out onto the map as well. It's just going to begin to move over there. As the SCV just going to patrol to help with this Reaper over the next few moments. Well, SCV just comes about. Just going to be seeing a couple of queens and the drones coming around as well. So we get all of that up and rolling for now. SCV patrolling over on this third base location. Again, link speed, queens, and drones continue to come through as well. Hope we can take a couple of shots, a few hits going back the other way. I'm just gonna hit. SCV gonna take some nibbles. These shots continue to come around here, there, and everywhere. Again, just a couple cyclones on the way from Clem. We've seen Clem do this against Solar last week, I believe. Pretty aggressive way to play things out. It was actually a pretty fun way to play things out as well. Interesting to see where that goes as we just have the orbital continue to come on through. Cyclone comes across, just going to be seeing the SCV coming by. Just going to keep on moving there. There's a couple of queens are going to jump in as well, see what else we might be able to get our hands on for a couple of moments. Look at that hatchery coming up. Cyclone's still there, going to go after and getting that Overlord. So the Cyclone's already kind of stepping up the aggression a little bit, putting some damage out. Cyclone's locking on. Queen going to take some shots again. Ling's going to come around the back. And those Cyclones are going to get caught by the Lings with speed. One goes down, the other will fall as well. Oh, just before the Hellions got there, Clem needed to step back 3 seconds earlier, and then he would have got the Hellions to the Cyclones before the Lings get a surround, and then it's a much better trade for Clem. Then you've got to really consider, Shin, whether you want to leave your Lings trying to surround the Cyclones in that moment or not. Queen's gathering. Our Stim continues to come up. Roach Drone in the leg continues to build. 6 additional drones in production as well, as we do have Hellions now darting up that right-hand side. Again to the top. Drones available to be killed here. Evo Chamber does not go down, but we only get the drone that was built in Evo. The other drone still lives, and the other drones don't get jumped on as we step back instead. Again, React coming up. Factory coming by. Starport is coming in as well. They're building. Drones on the way. Roach Drone coming in. Shin once again, just loving opening up those roaches into the mid game, and then yeah, like last game he transitioned away from them, but he just loves to get them going initially. Very interesting as the factory moves off the reactors. Starport will land on it instead. First medevac will be on its way out. Make it a second, and Clem's aggression will obviously be scripted into this game now, as you can see exactly where he is going to be headed to over these next few moments. Hellions coming about, a couple creep tumors going down. The Ling's going to try and get a wrap around. Hellions dart back the other way. We will lose one of those Hellions pretty much immediately, as now the Queens and jumped on going back the other side as well. Still got 1-1 upgrades and combat shield coming over. Marines get to step across. Just going to see a few of those Lings get turned around. We'll see the Roach speed and 1-1 missile upgrades continuing by as we speak. So all of that's still coming up. The Ling's going to go back the other direction. One is going to be, what, about halfway done currently. Roach speed is going to be about halfway done. We step onto the creep spread. First queen goes down. Second queen being chased. So 2 queens get dropped already. Just going to go back over the right side. A hatchery on the right. I got jumped on as well. So just going to go jump onto this hatchery. It's going to get killed off, so hatchery will fall. It's a cancel. A couple of SCVs already going down. The siege tanks continue to fire, so 6 SCVs dropping. And just got now 1-1 upgrades coming through. The combat shield is on the way on the side of Clem as well. And that's perfect for these Marines to get involved. Again, Clem's lost a few SCVs in each of these games so far. Didn't really stop him bouncing back in game 1. Just going to get there. A few Marines going to get jumped on again. Medevac's load back up. Those reactors will finish up on the barracks, and again the armory coming through. Concussive shells coming in. And again, more roaches from Shin continue to produce during this as well. Roach Ravager gets down to the bottom side, ready to swing into perhaps this third base, perhaps the natural options definitely are available there as we settle ourselves towards this location. So in we go. This is much more committed from Shin. There's not as much of a follow-up to this as there has been in the previous games when he's played the Roaches. 1 tank low ground dies immediately, 2nd tank high ground goes down to the bars, and the 3rd tank will follow. Marauder and a few Marines trying to hold the wall in the high ground, but we're going to need SCVs to tank for those bio units. You cannot afford to let the bio units fight this Roach Ravager straight up. I believe a tank just popped out, but it is going to be a question mark of where we're going to put the siege tank next, as obviously it can't be too far forward, otherwise the corrosive vials will be very deadly to it. We're just going to put it here, and that is going to help to defend the natural still. Couple more vials, depot is burning. Repairable though. Now this base has to lift up. Clem has to chase a little because he doesn't want this base to just get biled down. Losing the 3rd would probably be GG no matter what. This was a bit rough for Clem so far, but if you live through this, you are playing against a Roach Ravager army. Your upgrades are going to be even. Bio will just trade better against Roach Ravager. Obviously, one of the bigger issues so far is the fact that we've been losing the siege tanks, and every time we lose a siege tank, that just becomes a little bit costly. That definitely becomes one of the issues that has to remain on our minds. Marine's going to get there, picking off that Overseer, so that will go down to 2 upgrades still coming about. Roaches, Lings, and the drone continuing in. The bio again. Gonna have to turn around as a couple of depots went down there. The bio wanting to come down this ramp. The Roach Ravager gonna turn the bio away though. More corrosive barrels. Just going to be seeing the orbital lifting up once again. Just going to try and move that back away. A few barrels go down. Orbital command going to take the hits. Fire going to fight. The Roach Ravager still coming through. A few more corrosive barrels dropping down again. Siege tank still firing. More corrosive barrels going off once more. We are going to step forward. Roach Ravager going to get jumped on as Clem does find a way to push this back. Still having to pull some SCVs into this, but I think he's got enough bio now to hold this out. I think this works both ways, though. I think this is also good enough damage from Shin to successfully transition into the Infestation Pit and the Hydralisk Den. And so, I think this game just goes on. I think we get to see some later stages. Maybe right now Clem has some momentum because it's still just Roach Ravager, while Clem will have bio units and the ability to drop those bio units around, such as the drop on the right side of the map that's about to come into that fourth base of Shin. That's where I think Clem has an advantage, but it's not going to last forever. I mean, the Infestors are on the way up. The Hydra Den is down. Shin's tech is going to come online. It's just the next couple of minutes before that tech is here that he might still be in some serious trouble. But so far, he defends well. 4 drones go down. The drops attempts on the left side are going to be seen by the creep tumor early, so he's already moving in position there. Some more battles. Medevac's pulling away. The 2-2 upgrades coming up. The Lurker Den coming about. Roaches still chasing that medevac back as the bio unloads into the main base, but it's just going to have to lift up and back the hell out of there as well. Fester about to finish. Still got ourselves the Lurker Den and the Hive continuing through. Bringing those up. Medevac, Marine Marauder all coming out. +1 vehicle weapons even for Clem. Does have 2-2 against the 2-2. Like I say, countdown to the Lurker Den. He's going to get there. Actually, corrosive barrels there. Going to be good potentially to combo with the fungal growth. Nice catch from Shin. Fire trying to step up this ramp. Infestor's going to drop another fungal in here. Roach Ravager is still trying to push through, but the Bio Army is going to be able to push away, and the Roach Ravager gets chased. Potential scan in the center. Get rid of some creep. As Medevac goes down, we will at least go for some drones. The Marines making their most of the opportunity in the natural expansion. There's the scan. Clearing the creep out from the middle of the map. It was okay creep spread. It wasn't super crazy. Obviously, considering Shin's controlled the games for 3-4 minutes now, you'd potentially argue that creep could have been better, but that's also a cost of having invested into that initial Roach Ravager attack, is that things such as your creep spread get kind of, left behind a little bit a lot of the time. More Ravagers morphing in again. We think about coming up this ramp. The Roach Ravager going to fight back once more. Corrosive Vials landing onto the siege tank. Good connections. Now moving through, just going to have ourselves a couple more tank shots, hitting the Roaches in a big way. Ravagers coming by as well. Tank is going to go down to those vials as Clem's position here is slowly getting... I mean, he's slowing in terms of being able to advance a little bit, honestly. Rocks go down. Again, size expands and +3 carapace continue up. Fungal growth will land on the Marines. We're going to split the bio backward. Festus, Roaches, Ravagers still fighting here. A couple more corrosive vials going down as well. The Ravagers still trying to fight. Bio trying to step up into this. I think Clem's doing well enough here. The Lings that are reinforcing are not really adding much at all, though we do have the Ravager Pals to get rid of another siege tank. Clem supplies in a lot of medevacs, and so they will evacuate, but he needs ground fighting units as well. He has 13 medevacs and only 20 bio units in the game. Couple tanks back at home too, as reinforcements will start to show up, at least after a stim. The medevacs will get them back to full health immediately. As now we actually load up one medevac to go around the side. Shin and Clem both in weird positions here. Clem's starting to mine from a 4th base location. He's going to move his main base orbital into position there. He's been very committed to this aggression following the opening. So the Lurker going to come up. I mean, 5 Lurkers on the way. A couple of Vipers still coming up as well. There's the orbital. Just going to land out into the center. Still just going to be seeing the Bio going to try and play. The Roach Ravager going to take some shots. Marines will go after a few more drones. Queen going to be taking some hits as well. Ling's going to run over. Liberate a tank. Marine Marauder +3. Continue to come around. Shin getting Lurkers is such a huge deal. I think if this game was not with Lurkers right now, then Clem is absolutely kind of winning it. But because Clem is now up against Lurkers, he has to slow down himself and really consider where he's at in this game. He does not have any ghosts. His Liberator count is 1. So Fungal comes through, and first Hydra's coming about. Parasite Bomb goes on. see the rest of the bio going to continue through. Ling Hydra Roach going to continue about. A couple of Vipers going to abduct in the tech units here. This is the issue, is that we've ended up on a teched up army here from Shin, and Clem's army is not teched up in the slightest. And so the tech is really being valued now. You see the Viper abducts are obviously huge. The Lurkers are being pretty massive as well so far. Just have the bio continuing to step back. Shin looking to push his way into the WardiTV Mondays Grand Final, looking to break the streak of the Clem Max Packs finals that we've been having. Clem going to try and kite back, because this base cannot really be afforded to be lost, because this was his main orbital relocated already, and that's going to do it. GG has to be called. Shin is going to knock down Clem. Oh, can we scroll back up in the chat and find all the people that told us that Shin was never going